Hi, I'm Matt Gutson from Matt Gutson Bridle Horses. Today we got just a little clip for you that hopefully whether you're riding an old veteran horse that is maybe getting a little stiff, or you're riding a youngster like her that's maybe a little bit green, doesn't quite know how to use her body, this will kind of help you put the next piece of your puzzle together. I know for me, I would just like to ride a horse around bridled up all the time and not have to do anything else. But what I found over time is that your maintenance to keep those horses round and soft, you got to continually break them loose and move their body parts around and keep them soft and using their hocks or their hind feet. And this exercise is kind of about how to get that hind end broke loose for what I like. I know a lot of, like when you start a lot of colts, you do a lot of one rein stops with them, and then that works because that's kind of where you're at. But as they move along, to me, I want those horses to start striding from behind and pushing with those hind feet. I don't want them, you know, on lope departures, I don't want them to throw their head up and pull with that front end. I want them to lift that front end up and push with the hind feet. So this is kind of how to get that going. This particular horse we're riding today is she's just here for a short time. She's pretty green. She I wouldn't say that she particularly uses her shoulders real well, and I tried to kind of get her. I normally start on the front of a horse and work my way back, but I feel like just with the way that she's been started, that we're kind of working back to front. So this is something that seems to make sense to her. She tends to, I feel like, she'll give you a lot of face at times, but her body doesn't follow, and so I think it'd be pretty easy for her to tuck her nose down and you lose that body. So as I go along here and show you what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to engage and make that face mean something with her feet. And you know, like I would like nothing more than just to ride that bridle horse around both feet and two reins and just have them be real soft there. But this deal that I'm going to show you, I feel relates back to like when you're starting a colt. You can just take one rein and pull it and kick with your outside foot, or however you like to ride them. But if you just get on a colt that's never been rode, at least for me, and pull on both reins and both feet and just expect him to go forward and be round, if you can do it, I would say good luck, but I can't make it work. So what this deal is kind of the next step from your colt stage would be where I'm starting to use two reins and one foot and trying to get her to push and use a hind foot. So I'm just going to kind of show you what she does, and it's just kind of walking a circle. I like this mare, we're just trying to get a little bit of face on her. So I kind of shove her into her face just ever so slightly. Now I'm going to take my left foot and try to move her hip over while continuing forward motion. And what that to me does is that takes that hind foot and really makes her push and use it. And you just, as soon as you can feel that hind end move, I just let them out of it and do it again. Now the catch is here, if you've got major shoulder problems, like this mare right now to me is pushing on this right side a little bit. There's a little better. If you've got shoulder problems and you start putting your feet back there in the rear end, say your right foot, that left shoulder will run to left and you can't control it. So that was that mare's good side, and I'll jog around here and do it at a jog and kind of see what I'm looking for. Just kind of get her shoved into her face a little bit. Now I'm going to add my left leg. I'm going to open that left hand and I'm going to trap my outside, trap my right hand against the shoulder. Get her hind end to step over. I'm going to do it again. I'm clucking at her just because she loses. There, she stepped over just a little bit. This mare loses forward motion and sets back into my feet. I'm going to add my foot again. Try to get the hind end to step over a little bit. Good. I'm going to do it again. You can see my hands, I've kind of, like I was saying when I was chatting earlier, this mare doesn't particularly have any shoulder control. So when I do it, she wants to push against the outside of that box. So I'm trying to get the shoulders to go forward, but have this hip engage and push with that hip. And that's kind of her good side. I'll do it once more, twice. It's not a huge move. You know, it's something that's pretty small, but all you're trying to look for is to see that left hind foot to just move over. Look there. There was a big move. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can feel it. There's a good move. Not great. Do it again. There's a move. So that's that mare's good side. And I just push it to start with. I just push it over and be done with it. Now we'll go the other way and work on her bad side. So what happens to me on this side generally is her left shoulder really shoves hard. So I'm gonna push. There's better. The last few days, I've had some pretty wacko things kind of happen. Her head pops up. So like right now, she's kind of way behind the bridle, not really engaging there. She moved over just a slight bit. Push it over again. And you can see every time I let her out of it, I let her go straight and just relax for a second. And then here I'm going to add my leg. Just a little bit. I'm going to come right at the camera and maybe see if you can see it better and get her going straight here. Is when I add my leg, her shoulders start going left. So that's kind of what I'm saying is I want this hind quarters to engage and her shoulders to go forward. I think this is maybe the start of, for this horse, maybe collection, or any horse. So when this mare come to us, what would happen to me is that I could trot her or lope her along and I could pick up on her face and it'd be okay for a second, and then she decided she didn't like it and her feet would die and her head would come straight up at a pretty good clip. So it took me a little bit to decide what to do and how to go about fixing it, but it's a long time ago I heard, I don't remember who said it, but they were talking about it's all in the feet. And then what happened with this mare is her feet would die and she'd throw her head up. I don't want to have to ride her around all the time pushing her body, but I will ride her into her face pushing her body around until she can go forward, soft, and not try to die and throw her head up or go left or go right. So all I'm doing is just trying to keep her broke loose and getting her to start using these hindquarters. And one thing I find, like on my older horses, and it's funny how it works, but if you get them moving this hip a little bit, all of a sudden they start packing their body on a loose rein and look like they're bridled up, and they feel round. Your lead departures get better, your lead changes get better, your stops are better, because I think sometimes we can get these horses where we get them pretty bound up for whatever reason. We don't keep up with the maintenance or whatever it is. We just kind of forget about it. But if you keep them broke loose and that hind in, and it just the whole horse feels a lot better to me as they go along. So hopefully this makes sense. It's a little in-depth and a little bit complicated, but really just think about just trying to keep your horse going forward, but pushing the hindquarters one way or the other in that forward motion, and eventually when you add both feet and both reins and go straight ahead, that horse should hopefully be pretty soft through his body and drive from behind. So hopefully this will help you. Thanks for watching.